for page 19, we need to remember, like we did on page 18, the order of operations. So anytime you need to flip back and look at page 18, you can do that. Starting with 7, we'll see we've got two things in grouping symbols. So we need to do the 9 minus 2, which is 7 squared, minus the absolute value of 3 minus 17, negative 14 plus 4. So you need to keep the negative 14 inside the absolute value bars. 7 squared is 49. Bring down the minus sign. The absolute value of negative 14 is positive 14 plus 4. Once you're down to all addition and subtraction, you can just plug it in. 49 minus 14 plus 4, and we get 39. When you have a big fraction, like in number 9, this is where you need to do all of the top first, and then all of the bottom, and then finally simplify your fraction. So on the top, we would have 18 minus 4 to the third is 64 plus 25, and then over 28 minus 5 squared, which is 25. So you need to get it all down into addition and subtraction. So then we can just go straight across the top. 18 minus 64 plus 25 gives me negative 21. 28 minus 25 is 3. So then finally you can do the division or your fraction bar if you want to use your fraction key, and you get negative 7 as your final answer. You do not just want to type this all in at once, because then you'll have to deal with parentheses and that sort of thing. So do all of the top, all of the bottom, and then finally divide or simplify your fraction. Same thing with number 11. First we need to do 2 to the 7th, which is 128, minus 5 minus 2 is 3 cubed, plus 3, over 12 minus 7 times 2 is 14. So we would have 128 minus 3 to the third is 27, plus 3, over 12 minus 14 is negative 2. So then we can go right across the top. 128 minus 27 plus 3 gives us 104 divided by negative 2. Now, if you try to use the fraction button, 104 ABC in this calculator, negative 2, it's not going to work. So you either just need to know that this means it's going to be a negative answer, all right, or you can put the negative at the top, negative 104 ABC 2, and you get negative 52. If you use the division bar, it will work, the actual division sign. So 104 divided by negative 2 does work. The ABC button will not work. 13, we have all kinds of fractions. So we're just going to be using our fraction key. 1/3 minus, you can go ahead and do this multiplication. So 7 ABC 6. Times 9 ABC 14. That gives us 3/4. Plus 2/3 squared. You can either remember that means 2 squared, which is 4, and 3 squared, which is 9, or parentheses 2 ABC 3 parenthesis squared. And we get 4/9. So simplify them all down into fractions. If you feel comfortable, you can do it all at once. 1 ABC 3 minus 3 ABC 4 plus 4 ABC 9. And we get 1 out of 36, 1/36. Go ahead and pause and see if you can do the even ones, and then come back and check your answers. So for number 8, we need to do this first. So if we want to take a little bit of a shortcut, 2 squared is 4. 29 minus 4 is 25. So we have the square root of 25. And maybe you can do that right away. I'm just going to write it now. Times 8 minus 11 is 3. 3 squared is 9 minus 26. So if you don't want to rewrite every single step, you can just cross things out as long as you remember to do each of the things. So like 3 squared needs to come down as 9. The square root of 25 is 5 times 9 minus 26. 5 times 9 is 45 minus 26 gives us 19. Number 10 is where we have that big fraction. So again, we need to do the top and bottom separately. 4 squared is 16. 16 times 6 gives me 96. So I kind of did a couple things at once there. 4 squared is 16. 16 times 6 is 96. Minus 3 times 6 is 18. On the bottom, I'm going to have 11 minus 25 divided by 5 is 5. So 96 minus 18 gives me 78. 11 minus 5 gives me 6. Divide that and you get 13 for your final answer. Number 12 looks really scary, but just take each thing at once. So we have the absolute value of 34 is just 34. Divided by 4 squared is 16. 16 minus 6 is 10. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. So you are actually going to do this part first. 34 divided by 10 divided by negative 5 is negative 2. Now, technically, those are both division, but this would like have parentheses around it because it's that big fraction. So anytime you have that big fraction, you need to do that first before you do the big division. 34 divided by negative 2. Again, if you use the division sign, it will work. If you use the ABC sign, or ABC button, you have to move that negative. So we should get negative 17 as our final answer. All right, 14 is a really yucky one. If you want to do this division right away, you can do that. You would do negative 3 ABC 10 divided by 6, and it will give you a fraction of negative 1 over 20. You also can change that to multiply by the reciprocal, but you would still get negative 1 over 20 either way. Minus 4/5 plus 1/8. That just all goes together. So negative 1 ABC 20 minus 4 ABC 5 plus 1 ABC 8 gives us negative 29 over 40 for our final answer.